everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Isa. Thank you so much for watching. I wanted to do a video with no makeup on, full frontal, full right out of the shower. I literally just got out of the shower. I'm still wearing my robe. I've been wanting to film this video for a while. When I was on Accutane and when before I was on it, I really valued these videos, and I think that personal experiences of other people help me do it, but also help me prepare for it. So just a little bit of background on me and my skin. I really did have bad skin. I had cystic acne, I had consistent acne. Honestly, there was never a day within 10 years of my life that I didn't have a pimple like coming up or like fully out. And it was really hard. It was really hard to be a confident person. I was a kid. I was really young. I had like, I hit puberty at like 10, 11. I got my period in like grade 5, grade 6. I had like big boobs. I was an overdeveloped kid, and with that came bad skin. My dad had it and I just got it from him. It was hereditary for me. It wasn't hormonal. It wasn't dietary. It was hereditary. Like my family has the gene and I got the gene, and it was shit. All around, it was shit. I want to talk about it because it was a really big part of my life, and the only thing that actually worked, unfortunately, I have to say, was Accutane, because I just unfortunately had the skin that wasn't going to work with anything topical, nothing antibiotic. Like, it was super, super bad. It wasn't the worst I've ever seen, but it was the worst in my world. I had the worst of it out of every single person I knew in my entire life. So like, that was really hard. That was a lot to carry. That was a lot to work on. It was a lot, and like looking back, it was a lot, but during the time, it was the only thing I knew was my life. So obviously I became very, very makeup oriented. I immediately started wearing foundation as soon as I could. It was just like the only way to cope was to cover it up because it wasn't going away. The first thing I could ever remember doing was Proactive. That I got an allergic reaction to benzoyl peroxide after like, I think it subsided my swollenness for like 3 months. My skin got used to it and then it didn't work anymore. And then I also developed a allergy to benzoyl peroxide, which was, I'm not sure still if it is, was at the time the main ingredient in the lotion that actually like got rid of your pimples. And then after that, I used a lot of Origins products, a lot of Origins products. Their spot treatment was good for a while, but also it was the only, like at the time, a lot of the spot treatments that I was accessible to. Also, God bless my mom for buying me anything I ever needed in terms of skincare. She was so kind. I didn't suffer alone. It was really, really nice. My mom would always take me to get skincare, and we would try new things, and we would research, and we would look up, and it was just really amazing of her. She's also an amazing mom. Hi mom, love you. I'm going to be more specific on spot treatments and like actual treatments to get rid of pimples rather than like an overall skin regime for like people who, if you are watching this video and you have acne, you understand what I'm saying, because there's like certain things you need to like deal with when you have a huge breakout constantly. Spot treatment from Origins would always bring them up, but at the time I didn't really know how to like not pop them and then just like let them be, and they would just be scabs, and I would just always, oh my god, the MAC Studio Finish Concealer, the thick one in the pot, that was my best friend forever. I never left the house without that product because I would just consistently like look in the mirror. I would always go to the bathroom. I was always going to the bathroom. It was just such a crazy part of, like, looking back, it was so exhausting, but it was so habitual. I don't know how to explain it other than like that was all I was. It was all I knew. It was just like obsessive. This is what I have notes for because I can really go off onto this subject. I really have a lot to say about it, but all is to say, the Origins spot, Proactive Origins, then what did I do after that? Then I remember moving towards Kiehl's instead of Origins. I dumped Origins. I'm talking like over a span of like 3-4 years. I used Origins consistently, and then I used Kiehl's. My mom found Kiehl's, and that spot treatment I liked better than the Origins spot treatment, but it still was a salicylic acid, so it brought it up. At the time, I actually never used what I use now, which is tea tree oil. Fast forward to, I think I was 21. I was in university. I was in my second year of university, or third year maybe second or third year of university. And I finally was just like, I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. I'm dying inside. I hated the whole thing. I had enough. One day I just was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Let's bring in the big guns. So I went to the dermatologist. She had prior prescribed me these topical creams that weren't working. I couldn't tell you what the names were, but like they were not doing anything. I had it really bad. So like topical stuff, antibiotics, like I said before, they didn't work. They really just didn't work. So Accutane. So in comes Accutane. She had suggested it to me when I was like 17, and me and my mom were like, no, I don't want to do this. We don't want to do this because we're not sure about the like mental instabilities that it gives you. I was really young. I was definitely not ready for that. So that was the right decision. So if you're watching this, and when I talk about it in person to people, whatever, I always say that I'm so happy I was older when I did it, because it was really intense, that I do not think I could have handled that emotional like instability when I was younger. So number one, I think you should wait. If you feel like you can't wait any longer, definitely do your research, definitely talk to your doctors, but just like over 18 and up, I think. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just saying for me, I'm happy that I was older. The second thing is that you cannot drink alcohol. I was in university, so that was actually kind of a challenge, but I did it because it was worth it to me, and I never actually needed to drink. It was just like it was a sacrifice that I was absolutely willing to make. You really can't, like, ever. And it's not a thing. It's not like, oh yeah, I can maybe drink alcohol tonight. And it's like, no, you cannot drink alcohol. It's really dangerous if you do that. The third thing is that you cannot be pregnant, and you must be on birth control. So I wasn't on birth control at the time, but they made me go on it. Like, you can't prescribe Accutane without prescribing birth control. If the person's not on birth control, you have to be on it. Because I don't know, if like you get pregnant, your baby can have two heads or something. It's like really dangerous for the baby. Also, every pill, beside the pill, there was like a big circle with a pregnant lady on it and like a big X with every single pill. It was ridiculous. But anyway, so you cannot be pregnant and you have to take birth control, which was actually hard for me because I wasn't on birth control. So that was like adding on hormones to my experience, which was like, the fourth thing would be the actual like personal side effects you feel. So I was definitely more emotional when I upped my dose from 40 to 60. That's when I noticed like I almost had a mental breakdown. I was really unstable. I'm more of an emotional person, so I think that you just want to be around people. Like, I had roommates, I had best friends that were definitely there for me. My parents were always contacting me and talking to me because it did affect me. Like, maybe not everybody, but for me, it absolutely affected me. Not that it was like this crazy thing that was happening, but it was more like, okay, I'm reacting to things, I'm feeling things a lot more than I would if I wasn't on this medication. Therefore, life is obviously going to just be a bit harder for you. So that's really important. Have a support system. You do have to go every month to get a blood test. So if you're scared of needles and all that stuff, you're going to have to get over that. I also had some mood swings. I would say I didn't have depression, which is like a lot of those are like the bigger side effects that people that you're warned about. I didn't have depression. I just had like crazy, just looking back, I was pretty crazy, but like during, I was just like, oh my God, this is a really intense situation because I'm just not myself. However, again, this is why it's really important to like watch these kind of videos and do your research, because for me, it was worth it. For me, it was like the end of my rope. Therefore, there's just nothing else I could do. So I had to just keep going. I didn't stop. I never took a break. I just kept going. Some physical side effects I had, I think it's like 90% of people get really dried lips, like really cracked, like couldn't open my mouth lips. It was a lot of not like, for a while, like I couldn't laugh. I just couldn't move my mouth. My mouth movement for like a month was just not good. Like I couldn't express. The only thing that actually worked to relieve that, it's Dr. Brandt's nipple cream, I think it's called. It wasn't an actual nipple cream, it was like a nipple cream for lips, which was like truly like the only thing that worked. That's the other thing. we're going to talk about products in a bit, but really, like, you have to prepare for this. You have to buy things before you do this, because for me, it was like, my skin, whoa, it was nuts. So for physical products, I basically had a regime. Again, nipple cream was was in my pocket all day, every day, constantly. You have to drink a lot of water because you're really dehydrated. My body just didn't produce any moisture for 6 months. So my hair, I literally washed it, I think twice a month maybe, and I didn't even need to. It was incredible. It was actually really good for my hair. That experience was like, my hair grew, and it was really nice because I didn't wash it. It was hard to sweat. It was just crazy. Like, I had dry mouth. It was just weird. It was really, really weird. Your body just goes through a massive change. It's really weird. So the no producing oils was like a weird one for sure. Anyway, moving on. Also, another thing is that it doesn't work right away. You have to wait like 3 months for it to work. And even then, it only starts working like really later in the 6 months. And also, I was always waiting for my scars to go away, and those don't go away. You don't like replump your skin. It just totally dissipates the breakouts. So from what my doctor told me, 3 types of reactions that happen when you do Accutane. One is that you never have to do it again, and you'll probably never have to use any preventative topical creams after. The second one is that you'll never have to do Accutane again, but you will have to use preventative topical creams after. So like, you will have breakouts a little bit after, and that would be me. That would be my category. Like right now, I have a bit of a breakout, but like nothing crazy, nothing as to what I used to have. Now when I get breakouts, I'm like, that's it, no problem, let's go. It's not even a big deal. But I am in that second category. And then the third category is certain people do have to actually do it again like 10 years later. I'm hoping that I'm never gonna have to be that person, because I will not do that again. Absolutely not. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying this is what I was told. This is what I experienced. I'm going to talk about a little bit about products, because were certain things that really, really, really helped me. So my number one thing, it would be the Dr. Grant's nipple cream. I don't have that anymore. But the second thing is the Origins Drink Up Intensive Overnight Mask. This is amazing, and I actually use this as a daily moisturizer, day and night. I know it's an overnight intensive mask, but you will thank me later, because there's not one moisturizer that's like a regular moisturizer that will work on your dry, flaky, crazy, dehydrated skin. This actually did work for me and really, really helped me with movement and just overall comfort, and made my makeup look like a halfway decent. The other thing that I used a lot were oils before bed. So I used a lot of sweet almond oil. This is just from the health food store. There's avocado oil. There's also rosehip oil. Anything that will retain moisture while you sleep was really, really helpful, because waking up in the morning was the worst. Ugh, it was the worst. I also used a lot of Josie Moran's pure argan oil. This is just a sample that I have, but I just wanted to pull it out because that was also really helpful. This is like 100% pure argan oil, so it really does give you moisture to your face. And then for a lot of the time, I use polysporin on just areas where it was really cracked, especially on the corners of my mouth. This before night was really helpful. I heard one thing, I'm pretty sure my doctor told me that a lot of people experience this, but you will have a huge breakout in the beginning. It basically like rids it all of everything you've got, and then it doesn't happen again. Like throughout Accutane, you don't get new breakouts, but your breakouts and your scars and your lumps don't go away right away. I did Accutane a few years ago, but I also think that the Summer Fridays overnight jet lag mask would be a really good thing to use. I'm definitely sure that this would work just kind of like this one. Lastly, the Clarisonic as an exfoliator, the sensitive brush head was really helpful to just get all the dead skin off, because it's a lot of shedding skin. It's kind of gross, to be honest, but that was really helpful. I couldn't use any actually like exfoliant beads. That was like a no-no. So yeah, I used the Clarisonic a lot. That's kind of it. That's all I kind of wrote down in my notes. If you have any questions, just don't hesitate to comment. I will be responsive with this subject. I'm very passionate about it, and I think that it, for me, was the best thing I ever did for my skin. I'm going on 3 years later, and I don't have skin issues now. I don't have to worry about the things I used to have to worry about, and I am so thankful for Accutane, but it does come with a lot of work and it's not easy. And that's my experience. Everybody has their own experiences, but that was mine. And it's close to my heart because it was a big deal, and it really eliminated like the biggest problem of my insecurities. So thank you, Accutane. This video is not for everybody. We don't all suffer from acne. But yeah, I'm a really happy camper now. I would definitely do it again. I wouldn't do it twice, but I have no regrets. I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I will be back to my regular beauty schedule programming. But I just wanted to sit down here and talk. So thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I hope you're having a great day or night wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!